that there's two kinds of people born in the hospital every day. There's a person born in the hospital that's going to get a job, and there's a person born in the hospital that's going to give that person the job. You have to decide along the way which one you're going to be. You can be a leader, but a leader is a developed set of skills. It's a developed set. But see, here's what stops the average person from being a leader.
Good evening.
Is the fear of the consequences of leading. Most people don't want the responsibility of being a leader. But let me tell you the trick, though. The responsibility and ramifications and consequences of being
I got on a few minutes early, so you can kind of listen to this as well.
More dire and more severe. Because now, as a follower, you just got to go along with whatever. You know how many adjustments you got to make when you're a follower? But the man come in and decide I'm having layoffs. And he hand you a slip and it's Christmas.
Good evening.
What? That wasn't in your plans. But, you decided you didn't want to be a leader. You want to be a follower. Now guess what? You got to deal with that. If I'm a leader and I own a company and the company start losing money, you think I'm fitting to not have my life?
Good evening, good evening.
No. Cutbacks start on the follower. The leaders don't go, well, let me quit. Because if I quit, ain't nobody eating. The cutbacks start at the bottom. So you have to make a decision.
Hello.
If you're going to be a leader or not. But understand what a leader is, though. Sometimes you just really want to be the leader of your own life.
Good evening. Please like, tag, and share.
You don't have to lead a world leader. I have no aspirations of being Martin Luther King. I have no aspirations of being Gandhi. None whatsoever. I had really no aspirations of being the leader that I've become today. That I got young men listening to me that I wasn't even really counting on. I got dudes emailing me, man, running up to me, man, in essence. This brother ran up to me and Terrence was stopping him from talking to me.
Tag, and share.
Big brother, about 300-some pounds, sweating, had a chef coat on, had a thermometer pen, sweating all over the place. He had seen me come off stage, saw me go through the back. He ran all the way around to meet me. And Terrence, stand down, soldier. Well, this big dude right here ain't with that. He said, hey, little man, come on now. Ain't nobody got time
we're
for all
doing
this
good
shit.
tonight.
I'm trying to holler at this man right here, because you don't know what I've been through. Stand down, soldier. Little man, before this turned into something else, I got to see him today. His whole thing was, he was a prison inmate down in New Orleans, had been listening to me on the radio since 2005.
Hello.
Did his 5 years, got out the joint, started studying in prison food prep, because he said, man, you told me one morning you ain't got to sit there and do nothing. You can better yourself from behind the wall and make one plan on not to come back. He said, you changed my whole life. He said, I come to tell you, man,
this is good tonight. This is
now at the Hilton.
Our 29th evening.
But the big dude was just crying.
Hey, son and daughter.
You know, we ended up hugging. I cried with him.
All right. This is the 29th evening of our teaching, Eradicating Poverty in the Family. Woo! So I posted, or our top title, it said, congratulations. So I'm congratulating you, and I'm congratulating myself, because we are doing it. We got one more day. Woo! So, again, I am Arthur Serapia Jones Hall, and I am excited about all that's been going on. I am elated. Just, we're coming along, y'all. And so, tonight, listen. We are going to talk about leaders. Lead. And I just want to share some qualities and skills and things that we need to have, that we need to possess as a leader, right? To build a business, to have followers, to be a man or a woman of God, to be in charge of something. Listen, you need to know how to lead. You need leadership skills, right? You need people skills, right? So we're going to talk about how to lead, what we should have as leaders, what we should have under our belt as a leader, right? To be a great leader, okay? So I wrote down notes this time. So I got a whole sheet of notes. And so we are going to go forth with that. All right. So the very first thing I want to say about being a leader, and wait, let me say this. You better have your pencil and paper, or your pen and paper, or your iPad, or, your laptop, something that you can write down some notes. All right, here we go, leaders, or upcoming leaders, or those who need to know how to lead. First thing I want to say about a leader, you should have a heart to inspire. As a leader, you should have a heart to inspire, a heart to encourage, a heart of helps, right? I think that's the first thing you need to be a leader. Because if you don't want to inspire and you don't want to encourage, then why are you a leader? Okay? Because leaders build, they don't tear down. All right, number 2. I don't know how many numbers we got. I just kind of got some stuff down here, but we're going to work this tonight. Number 2, leaders must be honest. They must be real about who they are and how they got to where they are now. Be honest. Because every leader, every business person, every builder, they've had some shortcomings, and they also had to be a follower first before they could lead. Hello. I know we say, oh, she's a natural born leader. Could be true, but we still had to follow. We still had to learn how to be that natural born leader, right? We had to learn the ups and the downs. Okay? We had to learn that it's okay to say no. We had to learn it's okay to say yes. I do need help. Number 3. I may get messed up on these numbers. Number 3. A leader should have confidence. A leader should believe in their self. You must believe that you are the leader that you were called to be. If you don't believe it, how are those that's supposed to be following you supposed to follow you and trust what you're saying? If you don't believe that you're the leader that you were called to be. You need to position yourself as that leader. Okay? Leaders, you should know your strengths. Leaders should know that we don't know everything. Leaders, you must know that you are an influencer. We influence. Okay? So you don't know everything. Just because you're in leadership, you don't know everything. And leaders can be intimidated by those who are on their team. Okay? Or when you're in business and you're building, you can't even be intimidated by your competitors. Leaders learn from their competitors. Leaders learn from those who are teaching them. Leaders learn from other leaders. That's a great leader. You learn from other leaders. You learn from your mistakes. Okay? All right. I think this is number 4, maybe 5. Leaders are great communicators. Come on, you cannot lead anybody without good, great communication. You got to know how to speak to your people. Yeah. And great leaders are also great listeners. Listening is a part of communication. You need to hear your people. You need to hear your customers. You need to hear your congregation. You need to hear your spouse. You need to hear your children. Because even as parents and as spouses, we are leaders. In some area, some function of our home, we are leading in an area. We are leading and teaching our children, right? How to pick up after themselves. How to brush their teeth the proper way. How to drive a car. Whatever the case may be. In relationships, maybe you have a spouse that doesn't know how to communicate well or know how to show love. Then you lead by example, but then you communicate by speaking. Then you also communicate by listening. A great leader gives positive feedback, positive corrective criticism, and great leaders are sensitive to those they are leading. We have to be sensitive. You can't be a leader that's beating your people up all upside the head and making them feel lower than dirt. But you have to, when something needs to be shifted, something needs to be changed or redone, you have to redo something, rewrite the plan or whatever, then you have to do that with positive criticism, not beating them up. Giving positive feedback. Okay? And you must be sensitive to your people. Sensitive to those that are around you. Because when we take on the position and the title of a leader, okay, I just said leaders are influential. When we take on this position, guess what? People really take to heart what we say. Okay? They really take to heart what we say. They really take to heart of what we say back to them. So we don't want to kill anybody with what's coming out of our mouth. If it's a correction, then we need to correct in love. Remember, a leader has a heart to inspire. A leader has a heart to encourage. A leader has a heart to build up and not tear down. That's a leader. And as believers, a leader has the characteristics of the word. When it says love is not selfish, love don't beat you up, love don't want to have its own way. So you have to have a heart to inspire. You're loving on those that are following you, those that you are leading. Okay. Leaders should have a builder's mentality to build. Okay? As a leader, you're going to work. We're going to put in some work. So leaders have building skills. You have building skills. You have learned how to build. You have some skills to build and you have some skills to teach. Okay? Leaders build up, not tear down. Leaders build a solid foundation that is stable. So when you're bringing in people, you may have new people coming on your team, new people coming into your business, new people coming to your ministry. To build, you need to see where they are. So you're not building above them. You're not building below them, but you're meeting them where they are. If they need to come up, then you have a heart of a leader to give them positive corrective criticism or positive teaching. A leader, I didn't say this, but I'm going to add this in this part of building. A leader has patience with those they are working with or those who are on their team. A great leader has great communication skills by speaking and talking, listening skills, patience. You cannot be a great leader and have no patience. You don't have patience with those that's working with you. You don't have patience with your clients. You don't have patience, when you're driving to lunch and traffic is moving too slow and you're trying to get back to the office for a business meeting. It's supposed to start at 1:30 and it's already 12:45 and y'all haven't even made it to the restaurant yet because the traffic is moving slow. You can't be sitting there having a fit because leaders are influential. Okay, so if you got your crew, your team, and you're about to you're taking them out to eat, your response of the person running the red light, your response of somebody riding on their brake, your response is big because we're teaching. We're teaching, and so if we show them us cussing those people out at the red light or the stoplight or whatever, or just having a fit, we're teaching them that, right? Now, some of our people may be mature. They may be seasoned. But then some of your team players may be new to the game. So they're watching your every step because they want to get it right. And they said, oh, this is how you do this. Oh, don't do that. Okay, do this. Oh, I didn't know we could do that. All right. Next time somebody cut me off, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip them off. No. Good leaders have good character and good integrity. And we build well. You build well. Great leaders build solid relationships. You can tell a lot about a leader and their character and their trustworthiness you can look at the relationships. You can look at the company that they keep and the company that is around them. Whether they have a whole lot or none at all. Okay? Great leaders build solid, positive, inspiring, encouraging relationships. If you are a business person, you're an entrepreneur, you're a man or woman of God, your circle, I'm going to use this word, shouldn't be ratchet. Okay? Your circle shouldn't be ratchet. You are a leader. People are following you. People are looking up to you. And guess what? The reason you don't want to have a ratchet following and people who are unethical following you, or that's who you hanging out with, your crowd are unethical, ruthless, don't care. You know why? Because those that we are leading, those that are following us, those that we're teaching and pouring and imparting into, guess what? We are held accountable. Oh, yeah. See, many want to be leaders. Many want to be in a leadership position. We want the title. But you got to think about everything that goes along with it. Whether you're a business person, an entrepreneur, maybe you have a beauty salon. Guess what? Either you're going to gain customers or clients, or you're going to lose them by how your atmosphere is and those that's coming in and out. What type of beauty salon do you have? Can anybody come in your beauty salon and feel, relaxed? And it has a nice atmosphere, or is it ratchet? You got all this loud music on, cussing going on. When you doing somebody's hair, your fingers smell like marijuana. Come on. You have no structure. But you're leading. You done brought somebody under you and say, just follow what I do. Do what I do. Make sure what we're teaching is going to lead them on the right path. Because we are held accountable by what we are teaching those that are following us. So leaders lead and lead well. Not that we won't make mistakes, because leaders are always learning as we teach. We're teachable, but we're always learning. And a lot of times we're learning from our own mistakes. Like, oh, that didn't work. Don't do that no more. I won't do that anymore. Oh, I calculated that wrong. I won't do that anymore. I budgeted that wrong. Oh, I learned from that. I won't do that anymore. We'll learn what works, and we'll learn what don't work. As a leader, when I was talking about being sensitive, each team player, everybody's different. So as leaders, we're learning personalities. We're learning how people learn, their skills of how they learn. Some people are more audible. Some people, we need to write stuff on the board. Some people need both. Some people need you to slow it down. So you need to know your team. Because a leader doesn't want anybody left behind. Because a leader is a team player, and you want team players, and you want to build team players, right? That's a great leader. Knowing your people, knowing who's on your team. And I remember I worked at Taco Bell probably over 20 years ago, and I was an assistant manager. And what I learned was you put your aces in their places, right? So when we would have our lunch run, we're getting ready for lunch run, you had to do your layout. Who's gonna go where? Who are your heavy hitters on the front line, on the front cash register? Now and then you need another set of heavy hitters on your drive-through, because your drive-through time has to be under 3 minutes, right? So you need to make sure that the person who's on drive-through, they're energetic. They can talk, but not too much, and they can get and keep it moving. You need that type of person on your drive-through. Then, so you had your drive-through, you had your back drive-through, you had your front drive-through. Then you had your drink station. Okay, this is lunch hour. You got your person on your drink station. You got 2 people on the cash register, right? Then I'm talking about when I was assistant manager at Taco Bell. So then you got your steam table, okay? You make sure all your flowers is stacked. You got your 10-inch flowers, your 6-inch flowers. You got to make sure everything is stacked. You got all your backup of your nachos and your nacho cheeses. You got your person over here. You got about 3 people over here. Somebody doing beans. They cooking over here. They doing their beans. They doing the meat. They doing the cheese, right? Then you got somebody in the back, your prep person. They making sure they prepping nachos. They got all your lettuce. They got all your tomatoes. They got all the sour cream in the guns, the guacamole in the guns. So everything is flowing, right? You got your person out there in the lobby. Hello, how you doing? Have a good day. Cleaning off tables, pulling trays, because the people need somewhere to sit and eat, right? So you put your aces in your places. So my older people who couldn't move that fast, or some people that couldn't move fast, because I had some older people, they was movers and shakers too, right? So I didn't put my slower people that move kind of slow, I didn't put them in the areas where I needed them to move fast, okay? So as great leaders, good evening, Dr. Trask, as great leaders, you need to know how to put your aces in their places so you can get things moving. Okay? That one that oh, they're a thinker. They are a writer. Oh, they like numbers. You need to know who your people are. that away, things can roll smoothly, okay? And you're not your person not feeling like you're always beating them up. Well, they're in the wrong position because you don't know your people. So you need to know your people so you can know where to place them. Everybody don't have leadership skills, okay? So do not try to make somebody a leader that they don't want to lead. They're not a leader. So don't push that on a person who don't want to lead, okay? So know your people. Again, have a heart. Be sensitive. Okay, you got to be sensitive. Hope I'm helping you. Leaders lead is what we're talking about. Leaders, you got to share the vision. If you don't share the vision, how would the people know what needs to be done? Okay? You got to share the vision. You got to share when there's a problem. You know why? As a leader, and you have a congregation, or you have a team, you have employees, when you share the problem, sometimes you may not have the resolution, but somebody on your team has a resolution to the problem, a solution to the problem. So you're the visionary, you're the builder, but you got a team that's working with you so the vision can come to pass. Okay? Leaders, listen. Y'all know I'm going to tell you. Listen, Linda, listen. Listen, leaders. Delegate. I know. I know you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. But listen, delegate. You got to delegate the task. You got to delegate the works. You can't do everything. You have to delegate. You have to prioritize tasks. Okay? As a leader, we don't know, we haven't mastered everything. That's why you have a team. That's why you delegate. And that's why you got to trust your people. If you don't trust your team, either you got insecurities or you got the wrong people on your team. Okay? So you have to delegate. And I know that's hard, especially if you're a mother. If you're a mother, it's hard to delegate when you get in business. When you become the boss. When you become the entrepreneur. Because quickly, we say, I got it, don't worry about it. That's okay, I got it, don't worry about it. Can't nobody do it that's okay, I got it. Oh, you ain't even do this right. Look at these dishes, I wash them myself. Them clothes not folded right, I fold them. Listen, this is not mama duty. This is being the boss. This is being the CEO, the CEOO, or COO, or whatever. Okay? That's what this is. This is not being mama. So you can't go in. That's good too. Yeah, that's good. Don't go in trying to be nobody's mama. You're the leader. You're a leader. You're not whooping on nobody. You're not putting nobody in time out. You are being a leader. You are building and teaching. So y'all can grow in your business, in your ministry, in whatever it is you're doing. Okay? Leaders must stay creative. As you lead, you got to be creative in how you lead. You got to be creative in how you praise your people. Okay? How you give them praise, how you give them different nuggets, right? You got to be creative. How you show them or appreciate what they're doing. You have to stay creative. Even with the business plan, be creative when you have to have business meetings. You know, business meetings, sometimes they can be tedious. They can be kind of heavy, but you want to be creative. And then as leaders, you always want to show your appreciation towards your people, right? Show your appreciation. You know, have an employee of the month, have an employee of the week, have a number one achiever, you know, every 3 months or every 6 months, you know, something like that. You know, business meeting, y'all got to stay a little bit longer. Pay for everybody's lunch. Give out gift cards, whatever it is. Give them a day off. Say, you know what? We've been working these long hours. We're going to shut down early tonight. You got to let your people know that you appreciate them. And this, like I said, being a leader, that's as a husband, that is as a wife, that's as a mother. We got to let our people know that we appreciate them. Because listen, great leaders, you can't be a great leader in your business. Listen to me. You can't be a great leader in your business and be a great leader in ministry, and you're not that in your own house. You're treating your business partners, your team, you talk to them better and more respectfully than you do those in your own house. You got more grace for your team. We got to lead with a heart of inspiration in our homes as well. Because listen, that really make you that really kind of make you shady. You kind of look like you two different people. Because you always smiling hee hee ha ha with us, but your family, you're treating them a different way. Your tone with them is different. See, those that are following us, those that are up under us, they're watching us. They're watching us. They're watching us on the clock. They're watching us off the clock. Listen, somebody's always watching. Always. Leaders lead by example. What I just said. Leaders lead by example. Not by what you say, by what you do. Remember when we're kids? Don't do what I do what I say. Huh? Don't do what I do what I say. That don't match, because if what you're saying is not what you're doing, I'm confused. As children, if your mama or daddy told you don't do drugs, and they rolling up a big fat joint or snorting coke and crack and doing all kind of stuff, and they told you don't you do drugs, I'm gonna whip your behind. But mom, but dad, you're doing drugs. Leadership. If you're teaching respect, if you're teaching being integral, if you're teaching about finances, and they see you taking money or not being right with the money, or when y'all have y'all business meeting, what you're telling them to do with numbers, it don't match what you said not to do. So we need to make sure that we're leading by example and not just by what's coming out of our mouth. The two needs to be married, basically. What we're saying and what we're doing, they should be joined together. It should be in alignment. Okay? If you're saying something wrong and you're doing something wrong, they go together. Okay? If you're saying something right and you're doing something right, they go together. You can't be saying something wrong, saying something right and doing something wrong. That don't work. It's out of alignment. I hope this is helping you. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Leaders, we ain't always preaching, but we are teaching. Leaders, you should be teaching and not always preaching. And I'm talking to the entrepreneurs. I'm talking to the businessman and the businesswoman. I'm not just saying, when I say preaching, I'm not just talking to those who actually preach, okay? And sometimes people be like, they always preaching at me. You know, sometimes people feel like when you're being preached at, you're being beat up all the time instead of being taught, you know. Or sometimes you can preach and it's over the person's head, but they need you to come right here and teach them. Word for word, line upon line, precept on precept. They need you to break it down. So sometimes we preaching, you know, to the masses. Woo! Just everybody, sound the alarm, everybody. But sometimes you need to come down right here and teach what you just preached, so they can grasp it. We want our employees, our team, our congregation to grasp what we're saying, what we're teaching, what we're implementing, right? Because it don't make any sense to just be doing all this and nobody grabs it. We need you to grab it. Otherwise, it's just throwing words in the wind. Nothing's happening. When we speak, we want to make an impact and we want to hit the target. You don't want to keep missing, hitting and missing. And your people saying, okay, what we're doing, and they just confused because you didn't break it down and teach what you're saying. Okay? All right. Leaders, know your strengths. Know your weakness. And be okay with it. It's okay not to be all things to all people. It's okay not to be that Superman or that Superwoman. That doesn't make you a great leader. That will tire you out and get you shut down. Okay? Great leaders have a plan. And they follow the plan. Great leaders are not just moving and jumping off of an unction. Because guess what? Leaders, if you're a leader, you have followers. And it is very dangerous. And I'm telling you this from my own past experiences as I was learning to walk in the position of a leader. You can't all of a sudden jump lanes. Prime example. If you're traveling and everybody, you know, you got people following you. You say, okay, we're in Houston. Say our job, our business, we got to travel to Dallas, okay? Or maybe we need to travel to Humble, right up the street, okay? And I got about 20 cars following me, okay? First of all, the speed limit is 65, okay? And I decide, woo, we running late. And I'm going to hit the flow, okay? But I got 20 cars following me, okay? And now all of a sudden I decide to jump from 65 to 85. I just put my people in danger, okay? Another example. Got 20 cars. They follow me. They're following the leader. So I'm first, then whoever behind me. Everybody is following each other. If I jump lane, I don't use a signal light. I just jump the lane. Then I jump back over. Then I jump the lane again. Guess what? I just put my people in danger. I just threw them off. Okay? So when you do that, they can't trust our moves. So after a while, I'm going to look through the rearview mirror, and I started with 20 cars. And all of a sudden, the line is getting shorter and shorter and shorter because I've lost people. I didn't have clear communication, and I left my people. I left them, and they were following me. Some leaders lose their people because they get the big head. Oh, I don't need them. I'm successful now. Well, the success didn't come by yourself. You had a team that came beside you and labored and worked with you because they believed in the vision. And they believed in you. They believed in me. So as great leaders, we should always examine ourselves. We should always make sure that we are that humble person we was when we first got started. And we were shaking in our boots and nervous, but we knew that we were called to lead, that we knew that we were called to build. I don't care how much money or how many doors open. My heart and my desire is to remain humble. Because I don't want to be so prideful that I miss the people and I miss the mark. It is important to remain humble. It is important to lead the people with a heart of inspiration. It's important. It's important not to forget where you first came from. It's important. It's important to remember the first time you led, what that felt like on the inside. How your mind was rushing on the inside. How you was even battling with your own mind. Because you're in this position and you're not sure, but you know you're supposed to do it. And why do we need to remember this? Because we have followers. We have mentees that we're teaching, that we're training, that we're pouring into. And they need to know what we went through when we first got in this position. But they also need to know you need to remain humble. Do what you do. Be confident, be bold, but remain humble. Don't ever get in leadership position and think you better than anybody else. Don't get in position and begin to look down at somebody else. Leaders are always building. The only reason a leader is looking down is because they're grabbing the hand of somebody to pick them up. Always. The greatest leader of all times sat down with what the world will call the lowest of the lowest. The greatest leader of all time came down off his throne into this earth, but he sat with the people. He sat with the prostitutes. He sat with the thieves. He sat with the tax collectors. He sat and he taught. And he had a heart to inspire. A great leader will come down to help you to come up. And we don't ever want to forget. And that even means a child. A child needs leadership. A child needs teaching. A child needs structure. And if you are a parent, you are their first leader. You are their first teacher. You are their first voice. So you see, we're all leaders in one way or another. Because if you have children, if you have a niece, if you have nephews, you have cousins, you're always leading and teaching them. But the thing you need to ask yourself is, what are you leading them to? And what are you teaching them? Because we can lead people and we can teach people a whole lot of things. But will it bring them into their who they are? Will it bring them into their purpose? Will it push them into their destiny? Will it build them up as that man or woman? Will it push them? Will it inspire them? Will it encourage them? As we lead, are we helping them with developmental skills? Are they being developed in areas? Being a leader is a big task, but it's a beautiful task because we get to see most of the time the finished product or where they were from the beginning, their process. It's beautiful to see a process. I think about my spiritual mother, and we talk, and sometimes we reminisce on when I first met her and she first met me. And I am a product of her teaching, her pouring into me, her patience, her great leadership skills, not her imperfections or perfections, but her teaching and pouring into me, her having a heart of inspiration. And so sometimes she'll just speak to me with words of just in awe, or sometimes she just encourages me. You know, I was kind of like that little scraggly puppy you found on the side of the road and started bringing back to life. I was that girl, full of life, but had just been thrown around so much and didn't know which way to go, and did not even know if I was going to live, if I was going to survive. Didn't even know that I was called to lead. But somebody poured into me, mentored me, had a heart of inspiration, encouraged me, and stayed with me along the way. And it's been a beautiful process. You know, sometimes it's bittersweet. And so what am I saying to you? Be that type of leader. And I can say I have been truly graced with some great leaders that have crossed my path and who are still in my life today. 15, 20-year relationships of seasoned women pouring into me, and as I'm pouring into other young women. So they get to see what they poured into me come through me and pour into others. And when I don't know how to do it, or when I don't quite understand, I go back and I ask questions. Because a great leader follows great leaders. A great leader learns from other leaders. A great leader learns from their mistakes. A great leader admits their mistakes. It's okay. It's okay to make some mistakes. But it's better to be able to learn from our mistakes. So on tonight, our 29th evening, my goodness, there's no way I could end this, which is not ended yet. We got one more day, but without talking about leadership. Because once you have all those other tools, now as you're building your business, as you're being an entrepreneur, as you're stepping out, as you're building your ministry, whatever it is that you're building, now you have another set of tools of how to be a great leader. The do's and the don'ts. And that list will continue to grow. will continue to learn how to be the leader we were called to be. And we'll continue to learn what kind of leader we are, what kind of communicator we are, what kind of teacher we are. Yeah. What stirs you to inspire? You know, what stirs you to have a phenomenal business meeting? How do you perform? What gets you stirred? What excites you about pouring into other people? And if you don't have an excitement to pour into other people, if you don't have an excitement to inspire and encourage others and see others do better than you, then maybe you need to sit down and get out of a leadership position. Because if you think being a leader is all about you, you are wrong. Being a leader is about giving. It's about giving. Because as we give, we will receive. That's all I have tonight, y'all. That is it. If y'all have any comments or questions, put them in the comment box, because we do have time. I can answer questions. I tell you, I'm excited. I know I say that word a lot, but I am. I'm excited about growth. I'm excited about maturity. Because even when you can look back over your life and see where the Lord has brought you from, when you can look back over your life, you know, William Murphy, I think that's his name, he wrote a song that says, never would have made it. There was a time that I know many of you, including myself, we thought, I can't do this. But when we look at ourselves today, oh, we know we're making it. We're thriving. And the beautiful thing about it is bringing others along, not being selfish, not being biased, not being judgmental, but wanting to pour into others, wanting to build others. It's a beautiful thing. And when you learn how to use your gift, it's a gift to be able to lead and lead with wisdom. And as I look back over my life as a child, I didn't know I was a leader, but I was leading. I was leading. I was pouring into people. I was teaching people as a little girl. And I think one other powerful thing about being a leader, you don't have to be a yes leader. Yes, 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 yes. No, 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 no. It takes strength to also say no. And you don't want to be a no, 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 shutting down everything that your people are suggesting. Because there's power in yes. Leadership, balance. Leadership teaches us balance. Again, I'm Author Seraphia Jones Hall. I would ask that you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Author Seraphia Jones Hall as well. I think it says motivational speaker or something. And then I have an author's page here on Facebook, Author Seraphia Jones Hall. Tonight is our 29th evening, and tomorrow night is our last night. And what I've been asking, I haven't received it just yet. I've had 2 people But if you will inbox me with any testimonial of what you've received or what's shifted in your life from these teachings, that would be great. Also, I've been sharing each night that I will be doing another 30-day teaching. Now this teaching, man, I'm extremely excited about. I thought I was excited about this one, but the one that we'll be doing, and that one will be, most of those will be earlier in the day. And once you find out, you'll understand why. But I will be doing those, most of those live recordings will be on my author's page. It will not be on this page. So if you want to stay in the know and you want to receive some of those teachings on the live, then come on over to that author's page. Go ahead and like it. Click first. When you go up in there, you know, you're going to probably have those 3 little dots on the top. Click that you want to see what I'm doing first so you don't miss it. All right. It's 10:23. Let me see who is on here tonight. I know my daughter and son is on here. Y'all been rocking with your mama. That blesses me. Hi, Minister McKnight. Thank you for joining me. Hello, Edminto Johnson. Thank you. Jensen, thank you for joining. Hey, Miss Terry. Thank you for joining. Dr. Sugar, thank you. And Felicia Nash Harrison, thank you for joining. I've really enjoyed this teaching on tonight. Some teachings, they just have been dear to my heart, and apparently leadership is dear to my heart, because I really felt this in my heart. Like, I really felt this. And I, you know, through trial and error and just through learning and having great mentors and great leaders and spiritual parents, I'm excited. I think I'm a little bit emotional because I feel like I am that leader. You know, I'm not that perfect leader, but I am a good leader. And I'm inspired just to know through trial and error and not really knowing how, but through teachings and through mentoring. And even my mentees and spiritual daughters, they do tell me some beautiful things, and they encourage me, and they help me to keep going. My own son and daughter, they ignite me, and they make me want to be better. They make me want to do more, you know, especially as, you know, mothers and fathers. We want to be a great example to our children. And so my son, he tells me a lot that I inspire him on different things. My daughter, she's like, I'm proud of you, you know, and I call my daughter-in-law my daughter, because that's my daughter. So, yeah, so I'm excited. So I just thank y'all. It's just been good. We've been on here together for almost 30 days. I think I'm a little emotional. We've been on here almost 30 days, and some of y'all been rocking with me strong. I appreciate you. I will be, if it doesn't happen tomorrow, I'm hoping it will, but I will be posting a link so many of you can get a free copy of my ebook. It's going to either be free or 99 cents, one of the two, but I definitely want to bless you all with an ebook, just because you just been on here with me. All right, it's 10:26. I have nothing else. So share this. If you know someone that will be inspired and encouraged, share this broadcast with them. All right, good night, my good people. Sleep well and have a phenomenal weekend. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.